So we talked about the Tantra, right? Everybody came, and I think it was very interesting one when we talked about Tantra. So today we are going to go more deeper and talk about the Vaishnava disciplines. So Tantra was like what? It was basic, different kind of puja and not being so clean, right? In the Tantra, everything was included. It was like kind of a all inclusive puja. Then after Tantra, the same lady, the Brahmini, the Bhairavi who came to teach Ramakrishna Paramhans about Tantra, she started teaching him about the Vaishnava disciplines. I know people are Vaishnavas here. Can you guys say what are the Vaishnav disciplines? So Vaishnav means the Vaishnav path is Bhakti Marg. It's that simple. It's like a pure devotion. So in the Tantra, the devotion part was not there, right? It was different kind of ritualistic. The Vaishnav is like only the God, the supreme God is everything for them, right? Like the people who follow Krishna, the people who call Vishnu Bhagwan, they all will be like too much into God, nothing else, no other God, nothing else is there for them, right? Like the Kabir when he did the Bhakti of Ram, then we can have the Ramanuj, right? Many other saints in South India, North India, who all were Ram and Krishna devotees, Vishnu devotees, they all were the Vaishnavas. So the total pure bhakti marg. So we have to understand the bhakti marg here. So when the bhakti marg comes, then the in bhakti marg comes the three gunas, right? Three different kind of stages. In Tantra, when we were talking, we talked about that in Tantra, there is no difference. It is all inclusive. Everything is one. Hmm? It is Devi based, Shiva based, it includes everything. But in this one, there are like three division of gunas are there. So according to different Upanishad and different books, the people they have break down the people into three gunas. We all know that three gunas like Sataguna, Tamogun and the Rajogun. Teen gunas are there. So first of all, we are going to talk about the Satugun. So what is Satugun? Can anyone can tell what is Satugun?
Mm,
So Satugun is the superior of both the gunas. Okay, I am going to not going to speak in a very uh, hard language. I will make it like a very easy to understand. It's the superior one. Like a race is there, people are running. The person who is in the front is the Satugun. For one example. Second example, we can have an aeroplane, we can have a car, and we can have a bike. The aeroplane is the Satogun, the car will be Rajogun, and the bike will be Tamogun. And the person who comes first will be Satogun, second will be Rajogun, and the third will be Tamogun. Like very easy to understand. So, in everything, the person who are in the front, it is called like the Satoguni people. Okay, so because of the life they lead, the way their life goes, they achieve the higher realms. It's easier for them to achieve the, and what do? They have like very specific food. Satoguni people won't eat everything, right? They have all the how the priests and all eat very restricted food, very fresh food. They don't eat any kind of food which makes their body lazy or which is impure, right? They'll cook fresh food and they will eat. Like how Vidya said that they will make the fresh rice and then offer to God, and then after that they will eat, right? The same way, it goes like that. So the discipline and pure food and pure way of living gives clarity to the mind. So their thoughts are clear, their mind is clear. And when we see from outside to them, their life looks perfect. That's why we all get very attracted towards saints or the priest and everything, that okay, their life is so good, they eat very restricted food, their mind is so clear, they can remember so many things, or they discipline certain they follow certain disciplines, and they 100% follow it, like the Krishna said in the 14th chapter 6th verse. He said that the Satogun from outside, it looks like a flawless toy. It is so luminous that you will see and you will say, wow, this is so good. And it has no contamination, like it's totally pure. From outside, it looks like that. But because of its purity and too much uh, clarity of mind and purity, the attachment is too much in the Satogun. And their attachment is attachment towards the happiness and the attachment towards the knowledge. This attachment gives a big bondage to them. That's why so many people have so many good disciplines in their life, right? They get up at 4, they will do puja, they will go temple, they will do so many things, they will not eat anything, they will not talk anything bad, they will read a lot, but after that also they don't get liberated, because the attachment, the ego, that I am very good, I follow so many disciplines, and the ego that I have too much knowledge doesn't let them liberate. Everybody got it? It's good, it's best, but it doesn't give you liberation. That's why I told that it's kind of a running on the track. You are the number one, the best one, but it's not that you are flying in the air. And if we take aeroplane also, for example, if we think that Satagun is like an aeroplane, it will take you very fast. We cannot forget that aeroplane also, it's in the nature, it's in the Prakriti. It's not beyond nature, right? So in both the cases, it is on the top, but it doesn't give us any liberation. Okay. So it's it's bondage and attachment in Satogun doesn't let us live happily. So this was the Satogun. And many Satoguna people you will see, like they will be so egoistic. Then they come Rajagun, the second one. So it is considered at the in between of the Satoguna and Tamogun. That it is the middle one, the middle path. So the people who are the Rajoguni people, they are very active. They will be like very happy when there is a joy. And whenever there is a failure, their life becomes a disaster. So you guys can check yourself. Like, do you behave like that? When something is good, you become very happy. And when a failure comes, the life becomes totally disaster. So the Rajoguni people are like highly emotional people. They are always very high emotions. So with the high emotion, they will be too happy, they will be sad, they will be angry, there will be anxiety. You can see aggressive behavior, stress, everything. This all comes with the Rajoguna. Why all this desire comes in the Rajoguna? Because why all this behavior comes in the Rajoguna? Because the increase of desire inside them. They want this, they want that, they want that, they want that, they want thousands of things, and their list gets bigger and bigger every day. And when some of the things are not according to their wish, if they are not able to fulfill their desire, they will become sad, they will become aggressive, they will have anxiety because their desire, their wishes are not getting fulfilled. Right? So the Rajoguni people will have lots of desire. They will be always working towards fulfilling their desire. right? And if they have 10 desire, they will fulfill all the 10, then the 100 will be coming, then the 1,000 more desire will become. So they will be busy in fulfilling desire all the time, and because of that they will be acting on the emotions all the time, like very emotional people. But when you look from outside, how do they look? They will look like dynamic, very active. You can see passion inside them, that okay, wow, they will be like continuously they can work because they have so much desire, they can't even sit. They will be continuously working, putting effort here and there, and because of that they will be so tired all the time. But from outside when you look, they will appeal you. Like we always talk, right? Some people are so active, they do so much of work, so they will do so much work, that because of that work they become self-centered. Whatever they are doing, it is only to fulfill their desires. So all the work 24 by 7 which is going around, it is only to fulfill their desire, which will make them very self-centered, egoistic person. Like for example, we can see the many of the celebrities, right? How are they work so much, they have so much desire, and then we read about them that they have so many mental health problem, this and that. They are egoistic, they are only working on themselves. But when we look from outside, what do we see? That they are so beautiful, so passionate, so hardworking. We see all those qualities, but inside how they are living, we don't know. This kind of people, the Rajaguni people, they are the people who are busy in the manifesting. If you manifest too much, what happens? You become greedy. So nothing which I'm saying, it's I'm saying from myself. Everything I'm saying which was written in different Gita and Upanishad, from there I researched and I gathered everything and some of my thoughts. So they will become greedy. With so much greed, they will become constant restlessness in their body, because their entire energy is going into fulfilling themselves. So they will be having too many things and constant restless, constant restless. And because of that, they will be, their life in the end becomes full of dullness. Till they have energy, they will be trying to manifest and get everything. But as they become older, their life will become very dull and there will be no happiness left, because they will be living but they are not able to manifest anything. So this was the uh, Rajasic people. This is the characteristic of Rajasi people. Now the third one comes the Tamsi people. So tamas means darkness. In the world only, it's like darkness. So it's like very inactive people, the people who are very lazy, and they are very messy. They are not even clean. They don't have clarity in their mind. They cannot think about the consequences, that what will happen. Their act will harm others and their act will harm them also. They don't even understand that what I am doing is going to harm me. Right? Many times we see people, that people do things, but they don't even know that their act is going to harm them also and others also. So this kind of uh, people are the tamasic people. Right? So three categories: Satugun, Rajagun, and Tamagun. And the every human being have some portion of these three gunas in our body. When we do good thing, the Satoguna increase. When we become like too much into greedy and manifestation, the Rajagun increase. When we become too lazy, doesn't want to think anything, then we become namasic. So it is up to us that what kind of guna we want to keep in our body. It is only our work. We work and we keep the certain kind of guna in our body. Now, when we look at them from the Gita says that these three gunas are totally illusion. Okay, now we talked about these three guna. Gita says they are just illusion, right? Because the Sataguni people who thinks that they are very good, they become too much addicted, egoistic, and too much uh, attachment to different things they get. The Rajoguni people are also messed up, and Tamoguni are messed up. So it's just an illusion. It's not that it's something very great thing. That's why in all of our mantras, we see that when we any mantra we always say guna tita we say. So we have to go beyond these three gunas. If we are putting too much effort and becoming a satguni also, what will happen? We are not going towards liberation. At that stage, we get attached to different. We get attached to disciplines. We can get attached to anything, our knowledge, our anything, attachment. So that's why they say that these are just illusion, and we have to go beyond these three gunas. That's why the gunas are like it's good to understand them, but we should not focus on being a certain guna in ourselves. We should also always try to go beyond this gunas. That okay, we have to go beyond it. We cannot be like that. So these were the three gunas. Everybody understood?
I have a
Yeah,
question. So
yeah,
there is also these three tamasic, rajasic, and all are also in Ayurvedic, right? Where they say
yeah.
these three gunas are there. So how do they relate to this?
Only with the body, not with the spirituality, not with the consciousness, right?
Mm.
Ayurveda works on the body, and these three gunas work on the body. So, on the body part, it's perfect, no worries. But when you want to go conscious level, right, then these three gunas doesn't matter. But for keeping your body healthy, it's good to follow the three guna policies, right? Like when somebody is like over energetic, we can ask that person to have some rajasic food, like some um, the food with lot of butter and sugar and all those things, fried food, so that person can rest a little bit. Or if somebody is like very tamsi, then for that tamsi person to come out of laziness, we can ask them to have some sattvic kind of food, so the laziness can go away. So we can do all those things, but where are we doing? Are we doing working all this on the consciousness level, or we are working on these things on the body level? With that, we have to understand all the time. Ayurveda doesn't deal with consciousness. Ayurveda is a medical thing which deals with the body. Okay, so for body it's good, but not for the consciousness. Now, the second one is there. Two kind of bhaktis are there. Uh, so, in this 25th page only, it has written that there are two kind of bhakti: Vedehi bhakti and Para bhakti, the supreme devotion. To develop the devotee love for God, Vaishnavism humanize the God. God is to be regarded as the devotee's parent, master, friend, child, husband, sweetheart, and everything. And this thing we see in all the relationship which we make with Ram or Krishna. We treat them like that, this only, right? They are like friend, like parent, like brother, like friend, or like a spouse. So, this all comes from the bhakti tradition. This is so the bhakti tradition. Now we have to understand the bhakti one. So the Vedehi bhakti is also called as a apara bhakti, and then other one is para bhakti. So the process which is performed under regulative principles like devotional process, and follow all the ritualistic scriptural based regulations. right? Where we follows like book, the agamas, the book, and it helped devotees to become constant. Like it helps devotee to at least put some discipline or start concentrating on the bhakti. Not we cannot say bhakti still on the process. Like the puja we do at home, we make prasad, we clean, put diya, do this, do that. That kind of puja, which comes with lots of instructions and rituals and regulations. That is the Vedehi Bhakti, Apara Bhakti. So this kind of bhakti slowly makes you disciplined, establish you, where you follow the rules, the morals, right? That you cannot cheat, you cannot drink, you cannot say bad things, all those things. This many mantras you have to do. This time you have to get up. This puja you have to do this. You need to keep the coconut at the certain place. You need to put the haldi kumkum at the certain place. So this is the Vedehi Bhakti, Apara Bhakti. So all the temples follow this kind of thing, and uh, and it is good also. And in these moralistic things, we are like, okay, we don't say anything bad to anyone. We are scared of God. We don't say anything bad to anyone, and we follow all the rules, like how we go temple and we follow all the rules. So the it is very good for masses to get attracted towards the true religion. It's for the attracting everyone, that okay, everyone will start coming and doing the stuff. But it doesn't teach you real bhakti. It just brings you and make you stay, but you are always busy in doing some rituals. Very less people are there. By doing all the rituals slowly they get the real devotion, real love for the deity or the god. It starts happening inside them. So for the para bhakti, the Vivekanand quoted from the Devi Mahatmya. Devi Bhagavad, Devi Mahatmya uh, is the Devi Puran. From there, Vivekananda says that it is like a oil poured from one vessel to another vessel in an unbroken line. So when the mind is an unbroken stream, thinking of God only, that is called para bhakti or supreme bhakti. So you have seen when you pour water or when you pour oil, what happens? It's a single line, right? Very slowly it's dripping. It doesn't spill anywhere. So it should be that much um, focus should be there, that one layer of oil is going and it's going at only one place. It's not spilling everywhere. So that is the parabhakti. Only one thing, only one God in your mind all the time, nothing else. And this parabhakti will take you to Supreme. So Vedehi Bhakti, the ritualistic bhakti, prepares the ground. It makes you ready. Then the parabhakti comes, which takes you to the different level. So there are different kind of parabhakti which we can do towards the God, like thinking continuously about God, chanting continuously about God, praying continuously about God, meditating on Him all the time. But it is not that you are taking breaks in between or you're forgetting your God. Like how the saints used to do. They used to sing, they used to do their work. Right? Many people are 20/7 chanting or remembering God, and they do their all kind of worldly work without having any break. They are in their God all the time. So for the Parabhakti, you need to develop this kind of discipline inside you. The only one thing you want, and that is the last thing, that is the God. That one thing is God, and the last thing is God, nothing else. And then it will take you help towards the liberation. And this kind of bhakti, it's not necessary for you to have any kind of symbols, any kind of book, any kind of rituals, any kind of pattern to be followed. There is no necessary for anything. It is one-on-one connection, very um, different kind of connection, where you don't want to take assistant of anything, that okay, I have to do puja, so I need some flower, or I need a prasad, or I need an instant stick. No, you don't need anything, just you and your god. It should be that pure. But till you don't reach that stage, you are always welcome to do all kind of ritualistic puja. When that stage will come, it will teach you. Suddenly everything will start dropping. You won't be able to do any ritualistic things after that. So it's not that on purpose you have to do something. It will happen by itself. And then the real love, the real unselfish manifestation of the love will happen inside you. Right? The biggest love, it will just happen inside you. And you will see that how it breaks all the attachments inside you. It takes you from all the sorrow, all the happiness, everything doesn't matter in your life after that. So we have to go to that part. So now the bhakti yoga, this is the bhakti yoga, right? Now we have to see that different yogis, how do they do? So if we talk about the karma yogis here, right? The people who believe on working all the time, right? So if we talk about the karma yogi, the moment you learn that I am doing my work, I don't care about the fruit of my work, you will start getting into this parabhakti, right? Slowly, when you learn that I'm doing, but the results doesn't matter to me. The results won't, uh, when even you have to drop the tendency that okay, I don't want the fruit of my work, maybe it will give me some kind of uh, god's grace. Even you have to drop this thought also. You're not even looking for god grace in return of your any of the good or bad work. Okay, so you have to become that simple. You did it, you are forgetting it. You don't even remember it, what you did. And you cannot even say that, oh, I did this to get the grace of God. No. If the grace comes, welcome. If the grace doesn't come, that is totally fine. So that will be path of the Karma Yogis. How the Karma Yogis will go into this Parabhakti. Then the second one comes the Raj Yoga. So the Raj Yoga, basically, Vivekanand was the main who started talking about the Raj Yoga a lot. The meditation which we do, the sadhana, that is the Raj Yoga. So the Raj Yoga in the meditation, you have to, you get experiences, you get siddhis, you get powers. You have to separate yourself from all the siddhis, all the powers, and everything. You have to learn to not to carry any experience, not to carry any siddhi, any power. Then you will go towards the liberation by meditating towards God. Otherwise, what will happen? You will accumulate lot of power and then you will busy showing off your power or using your. Or if you have in your mind that I am meditating to get these kind of powers and this and that, then also you are not going to get to the highest point of the bhakti. So this is for the Raj Yogis, the people who meditate a lot. Then comes the Gyan Yogi, the people who are the learned people, the people who read a lot. So for them, it's very hard, very, very hard to renounce everything. because they read everything, and then for them they know that everything around me is illusion, right? And after understanding that everything is illusion, they understand the body, the death of the body, the illusion, the maya, and then they have to separate themselves from all these things, from all kind of bondage, understand this maya, and then work on themselves to go more high, because they have all knowledge. When you have all knowledge, when you know that this wound, if I'm going to cut, is going to hurt this much, or this much pain is going to blood is going to come out, this all suffering will happen to me, it gets very hard, it gets very tough to operate yourself. But the gyanis, what do? They know how much it is going to hurt. After that also they operate themselves, they detach themselves from everything which is not necessary. They understand that entire thing which is going around, it is basically the illusion. They have to convince themselves continuously. So the Gyan Yoga has said to be the toughest path. Now we'll talk about the Bhakti path also, Bhakti Yoga also. So the best, the natural way is the Bhakti Yoga, right? It is such a non-violence path where you are not tearing yourself, where you are not saying no to anything, where you are not saying that the world is an illusion. It's like you are not renouncing anything. No need of renouncing anything. So what happened in Bhakti path, slowly, slowly, you just start loving your one God, and everything starts to disappear. For example, when it's a night, there is a moon and there are so many stars in the sky, right? But the moment the sunrise, what happens? In the sunlight, we don't even see any moon or any stars. So in the Bhakti Yoga, when we are in the Bhakti, pure Bhakti, we don't have to leave anything. Only we have to concentrate our mind on the God, and rest of the things will start vanishing away by itself. So that's why it is said that the Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion and bhakti, is the easiest path. You don't have to leave your family, you don't have to take any sannyas, you don't have to do anything, just you have to constant walk towards the sun. You don't want to have to engage too much with the stars and moon. Just wait for the sunrise and walk towards the sun. So it's easier. So that's why they say that most of the people, like 95% people who are on the spiritual path, they choose to become a bhakt. They try to learn the bhakti, that okay, this is easier to get. So, and the bhakti path, this kind of pure bhakti, it's not something which you can attain by yourself. It's always, they say that there should be the grace of God also. You need to show the God that you are worthy for having this kind of bhakti inside you. Then, with the grace of God, this kind of bhakti comes inside us. So, this was the descriptions of bhakti. Any questions in this?
How do you show to God that you're worthy of having bhakti?
That is the thing. So for that, you have to say that, okay, I'm not going to get any attraction towards stars and moon. I am only looking towards the sun, and you are my sun. Right? The focus should be like you are not renouncing anything. The stars are there. But when the sun comes out, we cannot even feel the presence of stars and moon.
Mm.
So everything will be there. It's so easy, right? Everything will be there. But in that light, it will be hard to see anything.
I've heard it said that what we're doing is narrowing our focus to just one desire.
Yeah.
Only desire is to have union with God or to be loving the divine presence. And that kind of comes about by just doing the practices and doing the devotional, being devotion. And you don't have to try to make the other desires go away. They fall away
They
as it
follow.
grows. Yeah.
Yeah. So for the pure bhakta, slowly, they go union with the God when it happened. Everything is there, but they don't get attracted towards anything else. The
Mhm.
focus is on the main God.
But I noticed that some people in
Mhm.
that orientation can still really enjoy other things. And other people feel a little bit rigid, like I'm closing off to my other desires. And it almost feels like they're shutting down in some way
Mhm.
instead of feeling fulfilled by the one desire that they are oriented towards. So, that feels like it could be a trap, is why I bring it up.
Yeah. Many times the mind, the illusion plays with us, and it start tricking us that why you have to leave everything and go. So renunciation is like always hard. It's not the easy way. That's why very few people go in that path. Like leaving everything and being like a sannyasi or something. Very few people go on that path. Most of the people, 95% people, try to take the devotional path so they can unite with the God without leaving anything, right?
Mhm.
Because leaving things it's hard. Yeah. For many people, the logic, they don't understand the logic, or instead of logic, I can see that there is a fear inside them. How about if I leave so many things, I will be left alone, or how will I live? The fear is there inside them. So if the fear goes away, then the things will become little different. So, but in the bhakti, you are not leaving anything. So you're not dealing with that kind of fear.
Mhm.
So that's why it's an easier path.
I'm trying to kind of tie Vaidehi Bhakti and Para Bhakti with Karma Yogi. Sorry, not Karma Yogi, with a different yogs we talked about.
Yeah.
Um,
No. So two kind of bhakti, right? First.
hmm,
So the first was Vedehi Apara Bhakti,
mhm.
right? So we talked about little, it is ritualistic puja, and then we closed it. Then we came into Para Bhakti. This Para Bhakti have four different ways to reach
Okay, these four yogs are part of Para.
Para Bhakti. Yeah.
So you start with the Parabhakti, right?
No, Apara Bhakti, no, Vedehi Bhakti.
Aparabhakti.
You start with that, but now it depends upon you how fast are you able to move from Apara Bhakti to Para Bhakti. That you have to check.
Right.
So, yeah, what happened? Many people lifelong they just in the Apara Bhakti only. So it's not that they are not putting effort; they are putting so much effort, but they are not able to move themselves.
In definition of Parabhakti, I missed few things, but one thing I caught is chanting constantly God's name and not going towards rituals. It's more about our
Yeah,
relationship with the God, right?
personal relationship with the God. But let it happen. Let it take it time. Start with always Apara Bhakti, Vedehi Bhakti. Suddenly, jump cannot happen. Right? It happened by itself. Like I had two and a half years back, I had a time when I dropped everything. Right? Before that, I can't do ritualistic puja anymore. So it goes by itself. So we don't have to jump, because if we jump, then we can't do it. Then you will be missing this thing also, and you will be not 100% in that thing also. So we have to be like, okay, let the process happen. So when you feel like fulfilled with this Vedehi Apara Bhakti, that all the rituals and everything you are done now, automatically you will shift there into different zone.
So if we are currently lighting diya or offering some prasad to God, would
Mhm.
that still fall under Vaidehi Bhakti, or, are we?
Still, it's a Vaidehi Bhakti, but in the real Para Bhakti also, some of the priest and temples or some of the sadhus are there who do puja, ritualistic puja for Devi. Like Ramakrishna Paramhans will be the biggest example after being so high. After that, also, he was like doing all ritualistic puja also, but he was not attached to that ritualistic pujas. So it's very hard to say, but there must be many of these gurus mm, who will be doing ritualistic pujas, and they will be on the Apara Bhakti. Yeah, there will be people like that, and there
So were
will
you
be
saying,
yeah.
were you saying if somebody's stuck in Vaidehi Bhakti or
Mhm.
Apara Bhakti, they will not attain enlightenment because you have to go beyond that,
Yeah, you have to
right?
go there. But for the need, people may be acting they are doing puja, like Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Like after reaching those height, also he used to do everything for Devi. There was a love for Devi. It's not even no, acting is a bad word. I should not say that. It's like a different kind of love for God. But he never used to follow the proper procedure of the puja. He used to take the prasad and everything and put it on his head. Put tika instead of Devi on his head, put flower on his head. He used to do all that because it was very hard for him to understand that there is any difference between Devi and him. He was so much into the oneness, they both were one. So instead of offering her, he used to offer everything on himself. And you guys know that once he took the prasad, he didn't offer to Devi and he fed it to cat. And he said that, okay, what is the difference between goddess and cat? So like different kind of like what is it? It's a oneness, right? Whoever is hungry getting the food. So the real love for animals, you can see that who the person who can offer the prasad to the cat, what higher level of consciousness that person must be having. I think this book is very interesting. If we read it nicely, so much knowledge is going to forward.